Okay, so first things first, I need AC source file. Currently, I am porting my static site generator, which is self-explanatory. A generator that produces a website statically from if you input HTML files and generates my website here. Uh, so has all these links, go to a bunch of pages. The most interesting thing is posts, which goes to some sub pages and projects with also some link to sub pages like this one here. I guess I'm kind of giving an overview of how the generator works. I wrote this about 2 years ago in Zig, and I've been on a C kick for the last roughly like 2 years to a year and a half, probably more now, since I got red pilled on C. So, seeing as this is Zig, it can't be in Zig anymore. It needs to be in C. The objective is to get this in C and then put it in my GitHub. Currently, I have it under a separate account. I'm gonna transfer it to my personal GitHub once I have the C version working, and then do a generation and deploy it to the internet via AWS. So if I can just kind of remember how this works. Uh-huh. So I open this templates directory, I open a public directory, and I open the post directory. Okay. Um, so this code is responsible for creating the posts.html uh, from the posts directory. Where's the while loop? So it looks at posts if it's a file. So presumably if I go to posts inside of templates, wait a second. We should be looking templates. It should be using that as a shouldn't okay, good. So this is from templates because I was confused for a second because I thought it would be hitting this, but it's not. This is, and it generates this public. So the result of the generator program is this public directory. Or at least contents of it. Some things like style.css are actually just already existing in here. Can remove this. Yes. Delete. Don't need an ads file. Delete that too. Should update my SSG. SiteGen is a good name. I'm gonna call it Linux SiteGen.c. Today is the 28th of 2025. I'm getting old. This is a static site generator. I gotta grab some code. I'm going to grab some code from my game engine. We're going to grab this folder and put it in here. It's going to include it into the program. And then going to throw together a Okay, the build system is set up. Real quick, I'm gonna do this. Okay, and I can type make from Vim, and I will get a quick fix list and compiler output from that now. I'm doing this right now because I'm too demotivated to work on my game engine instead. Because game programming is hard. So. Okay, with the build scripts out of the way, I'm not going to need to do too much more to this. It's a pretty simple program. I don't need to link to anything. I don't think I'll need to touch that anymore. So I have base set up and included. The first thing that I'm going to want to do is I need to set up the something called a thread context, and that's pretty easy to do. So how that works is I need to allocate some memory. I wrote the second base layer in such a way that it doesn't have any operating system dependencies. So how it works is these thread contexts, essentially they have allocated, they're just like global allocators. And why these are important is because I want to do a bunch of temp allocations, probably. It's a usually good idea to initialize them at the get-go. So this is gonna look like something like thread context init. And so let me just investigate what I was doing there. Thread context init, because I have a suspicion that I tore this out because yeah, it's gone. I tore this out because I didn't want to have any dependencies, and now that I can't just directly create arenas can't be created from scratch. They can, but you need to pass them some memory first, and that getting the memory is like operating system dependent. So in this case, it's got to come from a mem map. So let me go grab. I just worked on this, and presumably I set up a thread context here. Yes. So let's grab all this code. And this, we're not going to be so generic about this. This is going to be Linux. It's going to be our memory. I mean, it is kind of just platform memory. So we're asking for 1 megabyte. That should be more than enough. And the flags look good. And sure, we have this Linux arena. And this should be the same size. I'm gonna pull this out. And then this is fine. It looks like we give each sub arena, which is what the thread context ended up getting, 80 kilobytes, which should also be more than enough. I might have to adjust it if necessary. but that looks fine for now. Okay, so good. Memory is set up. I want to go back to the Zig. Hello, buffer 3. Good. Okay, so the first thing that I want to do is open directories, I guess. I also need to make sure when I write them they have the correct permissions, and every time I've tried to do that, I've always screwed it up. It's not that hard, but I always manage to screw it up. So it creates a posts file after locating directories. I'm just gonna try to replicate this behavior first. So making a file. An easy thing to do would just kind of use libc, which I don't have a huge problem with doing. I might just do that. It'll have my file permissions the way I want them. I'm tempted to do the platform thing where I just use open, but there's no need for that. I'll just use fopen. Path name and then the mode. Okay. All right, so am I doing any creation here? It is creating the file, so it just kind of assumes that the post directory exists. So maybe I should actually throw an assert in here. The way I remember being able to do that is with fstat. But what's the libc version? Libc stat. Okay. It is just stat. Okay. To the stat. I also need mman. Let's see if I can't get this to compile. It looks like it compiled. I don't know why I don't trust it. Okay, good. It's compiling. This can return 0. So I want this check file exists function that's gonna call stat, and this is just gonna take some path, and I don't care if it's relative or absolute, because stat doesn't. The path name, and then a stat buffer. Struct stat, what does that look like? Struct stat. 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 So we hand this the path and the stat. And then we'll just check that this didn't explode. Should be 0 on success as per usual, but I just want to make sure. Success 0 is returned. If this does not equal 0, valid path. And what we want to do is I don't know what the stat struct looks like. Tell me. What does it look like? Wait a second. Actually, I'm looking for an error. I might not even care about the stat struct. I'm a little dumb. Right? Because on error, like, it just might not exist, right? Well, no time like the present for experimentation. So let's see what return code I get. Return code. And this is just gonna return. Just return a 1 for now. And then I'll just debug this return code. And then I just need to add debug support. And I need to call the function. I just want to do something like, this could be empty for now. The file I'm checking for is the templates directory, I thought. As per the Zig code. Public. Checking all of these exist. Continue. Oh, it was able to stat it. So what does this look like? Obviously because it exists, so oh, I'm dumb again. I need to what I want to do is check that this doesn't exist. Templates 2. Since I know templates 2 doesn't exist, what is the return code? So, I mean, if you get something back, it exists, but do you get something? Do you get a stat struct that looks a certain way? Is what I'm trying to ask. I just didn't read the docs that well, and I'm gonna do this instead since this will tell me, this will actually give me the actually what's happening. I want to break on check file exists. So continue run no. Print the return code. Okay, so it's -1. Which what is -1? Man 2 stat. I probably read it on the same line. On error, -1 is returned and error no is set to indicate. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna say if you can't stat it, assume it doesn't exist, which for sure. Check file exists, so we actually don't care about this stat struct. This can just be like whatever, it doesn't matter. Don't even care about zeroing it, but it's not important. So how this works is we're gonna say does return code equal 0. If it does equal 0, then we're good. Otherwise, file does not exist. So okay, so just check that templates exists, and if templates doesn't exist, then invalid path. We expected templates to exist. And we want to do this for the other directories. So we have templates. What else do I expect to have? We expect public to exist. And expect nothing else. Templates in public, and then we open posts. Expect templates posts to exist. And real quick, what I'm gonna do is this. Templates, path rel. And this is this. Here. And it's going to be this. Cast that to character pointer. I almost want no. Can do this as well. No, I was gonna write a function that calls this and does the cast to a char star from a string 8. The problem with that is I didn't want to guarantee that the string 8's pointer had a C string, as i.e. it was null terminated, but I could do that pretty easily actually by using one of our thread context arenas. But it's fine. I'll eat the pain of doing this, so it's not that painful. And the compiler wouldn't even complain about it given the right flag. Some compilers will just error though, so that's why I'm doing the cast. Okay, and what I wanted to do was have this, and then when it's time to check the posts folder, this exists within that. So I wanted the poster to have the poster, and since this is a relative path, this looks like this. And this is also a relative path. So the post path relative is this. I'm gonna take just a new string from the path relative, and it's going to be this, and we're gonna add the posts to it. So gonna be the same deal. Public will probably want a probably want one at some point as well. And then we'll say post paths is this, and then we'll check them in the order that we declared them, like that. And I'll just do one better. So what do I want? I want to, if any of these fails, so if any of these is 1, then we're invalid pathing. So templates, posts, and public. What's he complaining about? Oh, yeah, stupid. So running this, that works as expected, and then I should get a error if didn't I make a fake? No, I didn't. So let's move templates to something like templates 2. And then looking at everything, there's no longer a templates directory. And so if we run the program again, we should get a seg fault. And then running that in a debugger, yeah, so we just hit this case. And then I can just do one better, so it's nicer. Missing a required directory, missing a required directory. So get that nice error message in the debugger. And then I gotta move that back. Nice. Well, my OBS started recording randomly. I think I have a hotkey that I bound, and I happened when I'm vimming, it hits that hotkey for whatever reason. I think it's like one of the F keys. Whatever. I'm gonna turn my heater back on. Yeah, there we go. Nice. Get some more water. I'm tired. Hopefully I'll be able to finish this. I should make a good chunk of progress. It's so simple. It's just a static site generator. It's just HTML, bro. They say. It's just text. It's just text, bro. You can never have enough caffeine. I'll send a text message. Okay. All right. So what is this? What is this doing? This is the post HTML page, which, if I remember, is just this guy. Let's see what it's spitting out. I should fix these errors at some point. Okay, so I almost skipped over this, but it writes this top chunk. So it opens each file that is a file. So this check file exists. I also want something that says, is this a file? So this is gonna look almost exactly the same. Check. I don't even need the check, file exists. Let me remove this check. That was check. Nothing. Okay, so we're gonna have something. Bool 32. Does my code? I don't know why I just thought about this. C99's not happy about pi not being defined. C99 is ideal. C11 is also acceptable. Okay. We're not having C11 either, so we'll try to get 99 working. So, wait. Okay. I need more digits of pi. It's good enough. Put this back to pi. I'm stupid. I really just named that pi. There we go. Okay, what was the other error? Oh, that's just me. That's just my program. It's an actual error. Good. So does it compile C99? It does. Great. Okay. Yay! C99 compliance. Alright. So this is going to be I don't know, is file. Like you could almost get these into the same function, but you could get like a file info. You know what? I'm gonna do it. So I'm not a fan of the struct, and then eventually if I have like a little cross-platform set of code that runs on Linux and Windows and Mac OS, you can do this. So something like this. A struct, and this is going to be a stat, file stat. Say file info thingamajig. I don't know. This is the problem. file kind file. Man to stat. Show me. I'm interested in this. SB? What is SB? Stat buffer. I guess I do want to call it a stat buffer. Stat buffer, as per the example. So, stat and status. Stat, result code. Okay, so, if the stat result code 0, then this is the happy path, and we get to do stuff on results, and we're always returning results. And we zeroed it out here. And in the case of a failed operation, I'll get none back. So, which is good. It's exactly what I want. And so I can modify this code here. So it's gonna be file info from path. So if file info from path dot kind does not equal file kind directory, or goods. It was stat buffer dot stat mode. So st mode. That's what it was, right? St mode and what was it? I format. And so in the case of IF regular and IF dir. Okay. S IF regular and case S IF dir, and then defaults don't care. So in this case, directory result.kind is going to get the file kind directory. Break. Normal. Say regular to jive with this. Dir regular. Do what I want. Regular. Oh. Yeah, that'll do that. If I do this in here, type def struct file info as file info. SI format declared and not used. I'm probably not including the thing. Stat. SI format. Maybe standard IO. I don't know where to include this from. Maybe this one. No. It's just stat. That's all I need. Sys macros, maybe. That makes more sense. Could be sys macros. Am I missing an S? Is that what I'm missing? I'm stupid. Is format. So say in, what does the man page say about the I format? And then it's an if. Sif. I format. I got that correct, and then is probably should be ending that, but I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Try this. What? Did you mean S is reg? What? That's what I just typed. I'll look at the stat buffer. User include libc, I don't know, sys something like stat struct stat. I don't ask questions, just works. Boom, file info. And then if I make these and statements now, these are all directories, then or if any of these is not directories, then missing a required directory. Go ahead and build again and run the site generator. Should get a 0. So all of those are directories. That seems to be working. Second thing that we did was open a file. Oh no, it was iteration through the contents. I don't even know how to do that on Linux. Getting a directory's contents. Get a directory's contents Linux C. What does it say? Open directory. This open dir function seems to be what I'm after. libc. Very nice. Can give it a file descriptor, or I can ask for the name. Cool. Alright, so opendir. I don't need this anymore. Good. What I wanted was this. And then I can rid myself of that pain. What do I need to include? Dir entry? I probably want types too. I don't need macros. Or do I need macros? That's what happens when you don't ask questions and stuff just works. You don't know what made it work. It works. All right. I don't need a new function quite yet. I want to open the current directory. And I'm after... No. I want to call the opendir function on the... on public, right? Just public. No, posts. So open posts. Post path row. Dot pointer. There you go. Does the compiler complain if it's not a casted to a const char? It's probably gonna complain about not knowing about the dir type. No? Well, that's fine, I guess. Okay. Presumably there's a closed dir. And presumably it's unreachable code, sir, if you can't open it, because we checked it up here. We're done with it. We can close it. What does this look like? Just the dir pointer. I don't know why this... Started recording again, damn it. Somehow. Now I can call read dir on this. Cool. I need the dir entry include, which I already have. Good. Okay, so looking at posts, I just want to look at all the files in here. Okay, so I call read dir on the posts directory. Okay, and this gives me back a dir entry pointer. Dir entry returns a pointer to the dir entry structure representing the next directory entry in the directory dir pointer. It returns null on reaching the end of the directory stream or if an error occurred. So, okay. I want to initialize this. Yeah, in order to walk the entire directory, I need to say something like this. So we have a dir entry. For this, you go to the next. Keep reading post directory. Dir entry is this, and then while I want to do guess I just initialize it twice. You might as well just do this too. Null terminated file name, great. So can pull one of these. It is in fact a pointer. It is in fact a pointer. Great. That should have worked. Now run sitegen and it shows me all my posts. Nice. It also shows me the links to the up and current directory. That's cool. You know what's really stupid? There's multiple file types. So like I stat something. I don't know. I stat this and I get this shit. And then the D type. Same bullshit. Okay. No, I didn't want to do that. This. How did this work? Was I just checking that it was a file? Yeah, so if it's a file, and it's everything in posts. Okay, good. Oops. No. Good. Okay. Thinking how much longer I want to do this. What am I going to do? My stopping point is I'm going to write the. I'm going to get the results of. I'm going to complete this block of code equivalent in C. Okay, so. So before continuing, I need to make a new file called posts. Oops. I need to make a new file called posts .html inside of public, right? Public directory gets a post file. Okay. So prior to doing this, gotta make a post file. So we open the directory, iterate over its contents, go ahead and make the file, I guess, regardless. And let's just fopen. This is the posts path. Public posts file. So HTML path, sure. And this is a concoction of the going to fopen. It's actually getting kind of annoying over here. And then what's the fopenism for truncate? Fopen. Truncate file, the stream is partitioned. Open reading and writing. That was just it, right? Yeah, good. And then fopen. Presumably it's 0 or null on failure, so. So if all goes well, this should truncate the posts HTML file. Where? There. And so if we run the program, it's going to print everything out, and it should have also truncated the entirety of posts. Yep. So if I go here, refresh, nothing. Which is what we wanted. So already doing stuff, which is cool. And then this is a good opportunity to actually show off the original site generator. I gotta do this. 13 files zig. All right, it runs the site generator, and so with any luck, I should have my posts HTML back. There it is. Great. Anyways, yeah, that was that. I can't remember why this. Why does this exist? I have my 3 terminal Tmux windows open. Can't remember why they all existed. Okay. Okay, so poster, reading entries, and the first thing I needed to do was this. No. Yes. I'm gonna tab in, not buffer next. We need to write this top HTML chunk. So what is that? Top HTML chunk. Okay, so I'm just gonna steal this. And we'll declare a function to write the top HTML chunk in C form. Yes, given a file. I almost want to just do this all in a single buffer. And then write the contents in a single write, which I think would be faster than... Which I think is what the Zig version is doing as well, but, you know, it's Zig and it's doing that for me. So, what I'm going to do is this. So we're filling out a buffer. I mean, I can do something like this. So all a file is just a buffer and an offset or a size. So I'm gonna do this. It's type def struct. Jesus. Type def file. They say file contents. Not really a file. Is it file contents? File? Sure, file. And type the struct file as file, struct file. Right, so we're gonna have its data. You could almost... I'm gonna do this. It's kind of diabolical. You know what? I don't even... Just use a string. That's fine. It's fine. It's fine being a string. Nothing wrong with it being a string. The problem is this. No, it's less of a problem. Okay, so all of these writes What did I do this? Oh, okay, I see what I did. Okay. And this is, I'm just gonna have some assert, so, dot length, so length plus, we'll say like the header is at least like 1 kilobyte. So if it's, if this would exceed, the problem with using a string is it doesn't have any idea of what a capacity is, and the length generally is the capacity, so you kind of have to so let's assume that length, I'm just overcomplicating this, I just want a buffer. I mean, also if you're just writing to a file, then a file is gonna have, we're just gonna have an offset, so here, let's just do this. Don't need to overthink it. And it's gonna be basically the same as a string, but it has a length. So it's gonna have the data. It's gonna have the data. We can just say this is a pointer. We're gonna have an offset, and then we're going to have a file size. Nice. Okay, there's the file. Okay, so right top, there's a file right top HTML chunk. So right top to file. So given a file pointer, say file. So I want to try to multi-thread this. I can multi-thread this. I'll probably do that. Anyways, we're writing a file, so basically we're going to say file, if file.length plus 1k is going to exceed the files, and it's a pointer. If it's length, or excuse me, it's offset. If it's offset plus 1 kilobyte of data, which is roughly what we're writing, I can actually just go figure out how much data we need to write in a second. If that is going to exceed the file's offset, excuse me, the size, I'm dumb. If that exceeds the size, then we just want to crash here and be happy. We'll just increase the file's size. And then I can do some checks. So I can actually join these two things together. Can do this here. Stir one. I mean, there we go. I can actually just grab all these. This is going to be something, this is string 2. This should have a new line if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I'm mistaken, I don't know. I'm usually mistaken. So this will be string 3. Boom. And then this is like stir 5. Okay, and raw HTML head looks like it's commonly used throughout. It's used in many places, is what I'm trying to say. Tab N, raw HTML head. Okay, this might be more than 1K. I don't need this anymore because I'm not trying to add ads yet. Raw HTML head. And what I want to do actually is I want to embed style.css or at least copy it over to public. I don't need to embed it, but that would be kind of cool. Multi-line strings in C. I don't know. It's been a while. I think you just... this is just a char star. I copied the wrong thing. Did I? No, I didn't. Okay. It is this. This is what it looks like. I need a fancy vim command to replace that with that. And then I need another fancy vim command to replace that with that. Nope. Try again. Oops. Gotta fix the ones that I screwed up. It was just 2. Can I do that? Can I do this? I can do this. I swear I screwed one up. So I'll find out. Oh yeah, that definitely doesn't exist. Oh yeah, that works. What is that actually? I guess I also need raw navbar HTML. This guy. Stuff. Wait, I don't want to do that yet. Don't want to do that yet because I want to do the replace first. Nice. I don't have to open the posts file until I actually have to write the data. So I can do that. This is very confusing. I don't like this at all. It's like a file handle versus the contents of the file. So I'll need to do something about that at some point. But it's okay for now. So this is just gonna be an empty file contents. It's gonna be zeroed out. So posts HTML file contents dot. So we're gonna have a buffer for it. So the pointer is going to be arena push array. It's gonna be a the type and the count. The count is going to be I don't know, shoot, like 50 kilobytes for the file. And since I'm writing posts, this can be a this is a whole temp. This is a whole temp operation. Temp. There's that. And then at the end of this, before I close the file, I do need to close the file at some point. And I assume this is 0. Right in the middle of this. Pointer size and the data is going to be posts HTML file contents dot pointer. It was going to be the pointer, the size of the data, And then the count is going to be .length. We don't have a length, it's the offset. And then the I don't think I care if that succeeds or I want to check that that's equal to, that should return the number of bytes, and then I think it's -1 on error. There's a short item counter 0. Should be, so if this doesn't equal, then we didn't write all the bytes. Semicolon. So if everything goes good, we should, this is irrelevant at the moment, should write the file write top HTML chunk. And I'm not actually writing it. Where do you compute the sum of all the strings? If it would exceed file size and valid path. Otherwise, we want to do a bunch of mem copies. So just do this. File dot pointer plus file dot offset file dot offset and then just do that. Five or so times. Just do 2. Make sure I didn't fuck up here. Alright, all looks good. We'll write the top chunk. And then I can actually test this. Let's turn it. Whoops. Keep forgetting this is a pointer. Too much Go programming. Posts. Post HTML. Nice. Didn't generate the bottom part because, you know, the web just kind of works, but I was able to figure out that wanted all this, so we wrote all this, which is pretty cool. And I think I'm actually just gonna leave it here for next time. So I don't know. That was a good session. Thought I could get more done. Guess not. But yeah, good session. I'll do more tomorrow probably. So.